Hello peoples, Power here to review the Kamen Rider Revice DX Megalodon Vistamp. I keep messing that up, gosh darn it. So, this is the pre-release item of the year, as this was first shown in Kamen Rider Revice the movie. The fact there's going to be two Kamen Rider Revices the movies, as, you know, Revice did show up in Superhero Senki, but he didn't use this Vistamp. But, as you can see right here, we get the form of Revice and Vice right so. The Vistamp right there. Obviously following the same box scheme we've been having. Actually, no, the Wonder Ride books actually went back into the traditional, like, flap and such. I forgot about that. But, this is a really small box overall. Kind of actually like the fact that gimmicks are actually back to normal boxes, because ride watches and progress keys were kind of weird. Yeah, it's been since build with the full bottles. Yeah. So here we have the Megalodon Vistamp, like so. As I get this again, same thing as Rex. My marbling is really poor. I barely have any marbling on this one besides the back and the button. So I guess we might as well just show the stamp magnet portion right away. I keep forgetting to pull out the magnet doodle. But here's the Megalodon, obviously a type of shark. And obviously from back here you see Decade, because obviously he's Decade base. I really do genuinely like the fact that the rider and animals do not correlate at all. Obviously, we'll get to one specific one I'm not happy about, but I generally do like the idea that the animal and the rider don't match, because I think that's a lot more creative than, like, I don't know, aligning Decade with, like, a lionfish. Just something like that. But, I forgot to show the QR code for Gombarizing. Obviously, these don't really do anything important in Gombarizing anymore, because you can't do form changes. I think you just get a power boost, which is just not really worth it. Anyways, the activation. So, I think just a white LED. It's literally the same. It's kind of similar to Rex. And we're gonna have to, man, I'm gonna have to keep it consistent of doing that. Jeez. All right. I'm just, the moment I get to stamp the wall, we'll stop. So there we get the transmission of Kamen Rider Revice and Vice Megalodon Genome, to which, the thing with the form, essentially anything that, any Vistamp that is representing a previous rider, the end phrase will actually be a reference to that rider. So obviously for the majority of the Heisei riders, it's going to be something on their catchphrase. So obviously Decade was originally just a passing through Kamen Rider. Now Megalodon is a passing through Hunter. Obviously here's the Megalodon on the magnet doodle. I apologize for not stamping these well. And I'll just say this, Megalodon basically has the same, like, sensor input as Rex. So you're going to get the same light coordinations. And then the remix. Yeah, and I don't think I've mentioned this. Obviously, this section here is technically where you're supposed to grab the Vistamp when you have it on the belt, obviously, as it's growed out like so. But, yeah. So basically, that's kind of it for the Megalodon Vistamp within the Revice driver. Obviously, because I never mentioned this within the Revice driver review, obviously the way that the Revice driver knows to do the standby, because obviously you know from just stamping this down, it will just do that. Obviously, when you stamp it halfway through, and obviously to stop it, either just press the button again or just stamp it. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on the Megalodon Vistamp is that I do enjoy it overall. Just because Megalodon is one of my favorites sound-wise, and I just think the form is really creative. Just because, you know, you wouldn't associate Decade with a shark, but that was the fun of these forms, is that, you know, it's just like, oh, what animal are they going to pair with this rider? And such. Most people really want to be like, why the heck, like, why don't they actually do animals that actually correlate with the rider? But then I feel like then just a lot of creativity is just stripped away and such. So it's just, I just really like that they decided to just go all out on mismatching riders with like weird animals. Though, like, I just feel like the aspect of these forms being based on other riders is weird, but honestly, I guess it's fine. Like, I guess I came to just be fine with it overall, just because if they weren't based on like other riders, then the form structure would have been the same as Zero One, which I feel like would have just been boring. But as this one was a pre-release, this one should be one of the easier ones, just because this one has been out for nearly a year at this point. It's going to be a year or so. And just overall, again, this one's my favorite. It just sucks that it's the most underutilized. So that'll have to do with this review. So this is Power, and I'll leave people. Bye.